ドジャースが KBO で4年連続3割を記録したキム・ヘソン内野手と契約合意し、強力なユーティリティプレイヤーの補強に成功したと報じています。キム・ヘソン選手の契約合意に際し、大谷翔平選手も韓国語で歓迎メッセージを送ったことが話題となっていましたね。公式番組では、大谷選手に赤ちゃんができたこともニュースとして報じるとともに、テオスカー・ヘルナンデス選手のドジャース復帰関連、また、イチロー選手の殿堂入り関連の情報を報じていました。今日はこれらの内容を翻訳してお届けいたします。ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
As 2024 has wrapped up, more great news for Shohei Ohtani. Can't wait for the little rookie to join our family soon, as he and his wife are indeed expecting a child. Man, that's fantastic. Of course, he's got that wonderful dog, Decoy. Could the year get any better for Ohtani? He signs this, ridiculous contract, goes out there, puts up 50-50, wins a World Series, and now is expecting a child. It's great news.
I mean, it's got to be nice when things go according to plan. I remember talking to him on the set at the World Series. Like, did you see this year going? He's like, yeah. This was supposed to happen. This was why I came here.
Right.
To win the World Series. That's just how it's supposed to work.
Sometimes you get that false humility. Like, I never imagined this. No, I imagined every single thing. That's what Ohtani wanted. So we all know he had the season of the ages. Who had the second best year in 2020? That's right. Almost around that time, the Hall of Fame, the voting tracker, according to Ryan Thibodeau, at Not Mr. Tibbs on X. By the way, over on Blue Sky now, you can check out his work, but this is always fascinating. 93 of 380 votes. So through 93 ballots here right now, 24%. It's looking incredible for Ichiro. It could be unanimous, just like Mariano Rivera. It's looking outstanding for CC Sabathia. Billy Wagner in his final chance of the ballot, right now just at 85%. And then there's Carlos Beltran at 77.4. Again, you need 75% for induction, but be wary. Generally, the early ballots, those numbers do come down by about 5%. So it feels like you're pretty confident the top three, Beltran is on the bubble right now. And specifically, when you look at these guys right now, see why it's going to be amazing later this month, you have a unique connection to these guys, specifically the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Just a decade ago, you were able to play with one of your close friends, CC Sabathia, Ichiro, who was age 40, Carlos Beltran, a 9-time All-Star, and also Brian McKenna.
Yeah, all these guys right here in the same clubhouse. That was a pretty special group, and Derek Jeter was also playing in his final season at the same time as right here. But the first three guys I feel like are locks. CC, I really believe he will be in this first year. Ichiro, like you said, I believe he'll be unanimous. It's only a matter of time for Carlos, but Brian McCann is the one that I really want to focus on, Adnan, because I think of an era of a player for me. So I understand you can go through different historical numbers, but when I came into the league, it was Brian McCann, Russell Martin, Yadier Molina, and then Buster Posey came soon after. But I always remember McCann as being a huge offensive force every time he was playing in the game, in the box, year in and year out. And when you think about the players that he was going up against in the time that he played, this is the era of Brian McCann, 2005 to 2019. There was nobody close to him. Home runs, 282. The next person in line had 191. RBIs, 1,018. Next person in line had 901. Extra base hits, 581. Next person had 534. Most consecutive 20 home run seasons, and I think this will catch a lot of people off guard. These
Not
are
consecutive, but total. Still impressive.
Total 20 home run seasons. Brian McCann is here in a rarefied group of Hall of Famers, and I think sometimes guys get underappreciated when they bounce around a couple different teams.
Yeah.
They move around. You forget how great they were. But for me, in the era of the game that I played in, Brian McCann was always a top 2, top 3 catcher. And I think that deserves some type of thought process when you're going in and filling out these ballots.
No, you're right. If you're the best at your position over a duration of time, that has to play at least a little bit. I want to hit you on Andruw Jones as well.
Yeah.
This is his 8th year on the ballot. I'm surprised he hasn't got in yet. But you as an outfielder, you had 2020 seasons. You could appreciate this guy was so gifted defensively.
Yeah, another guy who had a decade. I feel like if you dominate for a decade, you shouldn't be able to play your way out of it. Because if you were to choose to retire after your 10th year of domination and you fall out of the game at then you get better votes. So, yes, I understand he struggled on the back end of the career, but everybody, we modeled our swings and we tried to play center field like Andruw Jones. It was an era of Ken Griffey Jr., and right on the back end of Ken Griffey Jr., we were all trying to be Andruw Jones. So I think he should definitely get in. Hopefully he gets in this year, but I ultimately believe he will get in.
Ha-seong Kim has agreed with the Dodgers. 3 years, $12.5 million guaranteed, an option for 2020, 2029 picked up together, a chance to make $22 million. 8 seasons in the KBO, JP, 25 years of age, hit .304, .364 on base in 953 games. What can you tell me about this Ha-seong Kim?
double-plus runner, as one scout described to be someone who runs exceptionally well. He can play second base, he can play third, and the Dodgers already saw him. This was an exhibition game in Seoul, South Korea back in March. I remember after this exhibition game, Dave Roberts saying, our scouts like their second baseman. Apparently they do, because he is now a Dodger. And Hae-Sung Kim, as you point out, actually grew up as a Dodger fan in South Korea. And we talk about the Dodgers and their great legacy over there. They had Chan-ho Park. They had Hyunjin Ryu. Of course, they've got this galaxy of international superstars. It's not uncommon that people grow up in Korea or Japan or anywhere else in the world loving the Dodgers. It's a chance for him to realize this dream. I do believe, based on what I was hearing, Adnan, there may have been some higher offers for him elsewhere. But Kim wanted to be a Dodger. He probably takes on one of those Kike Hernandez type roles for a team that loves players with defensive versatility.
Moving here as we take a look at what Fabian Ardaya tweeted. As far as how the pieces fit, the Dodgers have said this offseason they're going with the plan of Mookie Betts at shortstop and Gavin Lux at second base. The plan with Kim, a source said, is for him to fill a super utility role. Has played a lot up the middle in KBO. Listen, you can never have too much insurance, so I understand the thought process. And this is the Dodgers. See why you go, hey, 3 years, 12.5, that feels like relative peanuts for a guy who could be valuable for them at two spots.
I love the pressure that the Dodgers keep putting on everybody, though. What I think of when I think of the Hae-Sung Kim signing is that whoever else is there, you feel the pressure of, hey, there's really somebody really knocking on the door right behind you. So you still have the pressure to go out there and produce. And this is a lot of infield depth right here. You have Chris Taylor. I understand he hasn't, been a great signing from up to this point, but Tommy Edman is going to play in center. Miguel Rojas, Max Muncy, Gavin Lux. Those are going to be interchangeable roles potentially. If somebody comes out in spring training and Hae-Sung Kim comes out of spring training on fire, don't just assume that he's automatically coming off the bench or he's going to automatically be in that Kike Hernandez role. If he shows that he's the same player from the KBO to come over to the States, if you hit, you find a way onto the field.
Yeah, and Lux in some ways has been a disappointment. Again, there was high expectations for him, but he hasn't met those yet. So you're right. This isn't just insurance in case one of these guys gets hurt. No, in case one of the guys is underperforming, he can step up.
I think that's their plan. That's always been their plan, is you have so many depth pieces to where if somebody falls into a funk, you have somebody waiting right there on the bench who wants that opportunity. And then if you just continue to play the hot hand throughout the year, you continue to put a good product on the field.
And this is what the Dodgers do. I know people get frustrated, but you win a World Series and you're adding. This is what you do. You keep building that contender.
I love it. I love it. You don't take it for granted. You understand how hard it is to win a championship, and you never get complacent. Everybody's familiar with the World Series hangover, and they're trying to stay far away from that.
No team has won back-to-back World Series since the Yankees dynasty, the late 90s, 98, 2000. We'll see if the Dodgers can keep it rolling. All right, top offenses in the game right now. When you think about the Dodgers, obviously, Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Teoscar. That four is amazing. And if Muncy gets hot, Smith, Edman was great for them. Are the Dodgers the best offense in baseball?
You know what? I think they're definitely in the top five. I would put them right there at the top after seeing what they were able to do in the World Series. But it's a few offenses out there. I understand we still have players to sign, but as far as right now, pay attention to the right now. I'm focusing on the Padres. They're a little top-heavy. You got Tatis, Arise, three-time batting champ, Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, Jake Cronenworth. After that, I think they could potentially use Profar back in that lineup, but Machado is still hitting 29 home runs last year, future Hall of Famer. Let's get to next. The Phillies, for me, although they got exposed, Adnan, in the postseason, throughout the regular season, top to bottom, you're still talking about a lot of power bats. Kyle Schwarber, 44 home runs last year. Real Muto still swinging a high bat. Castellanos averaging 25 homers per season since 2021. This one right here was the sleeper, though, for me, Adnan. People aren't talking about the Rangers because they were so beat up last season. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's back. Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford coming back. Jock Peterson was a sneaky great signing for them. Adolis Garcia averaging 31 homers since 2021. I think top to bottom, that Rangers offense is going to be dangerous. And now we have the Braves healthy again as well. We forgot about Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies and Matt Olson, Austin Riley. Everybody was beat up last year. Michael Harris had to deal with a hamstring injury last year. But I believe when you have all these guys healthy, I understand Acuna is going to start the season banged up, but once he's back in that lineup, you have a lot of 30 home run guys in that lineup. And Dodgers lineup, even though maybe they don't have the names toward the bottom, watching this offense, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Teo, Shohei Ohtani, seeing them in the postseason made me realize how unpitchable they are. They're not a one-dimensional offense to where you can just find out what their weakness is, where their hole is, and just expose them. They grind out every single at-bat, and it didn't matter who was on the mound going up against them. They were relentless, and they made the pitcher have to be perfect every single night out, and we've seen that that's just not possible. So the Dodgers have earned the right to be on that number 1 spot.
A lot of length in these lineups, there's no question about it. It's a good thing you're going back to Houston tonight, because here in the New York area, if you went out for dinner, Yankees, no Mets.
That's
Yankees
what we said right now.
Okay.
We've talked about the Yankees, talked about the Mets. They're still looking for a couple more bats. And you still have Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman out there and Anthony Santander out there. So this list can change. Look, we're at January 3rd right now. So everybody calm down. I'm just talking about right now.
Oh, the Sunfire Seeds never get old for Teoscar Hernandez. Welcome back, Teoscar. The LA Dodgers formally announcing as he re-signs for a 3-year, $66 million contract plus a 2028 option, $23 million signing bonus, and more than $23 million is deferred for the 32-year-old who spent 9 seasons with 4 teams to be entering his 2nd year with the LA Dodgers, and what a pleasure to bring him in here right now. Teo, it's great to see you, man. Congratulations. Your agent, Rafa Nieves, took a little bit of heat there on social media in October when he had that post saying, who's laughing now? But think about it. You guys bet on yourself, 1-year deal. It ends up with a World Series championship and now a new 3-year contract with the Dodgers. How validating does that feel?
Feels great. I always had confidence in myself. Rafa always confidence in things that he knows I can do. And just for us to be able to bounce back after the 2023 season, it was huge. We knew it was going to be great. Just to come here, learn from the guys that are already here in this clubhouse, in this organization. And for us, that was a decision that we wanted to take. That was a risk that we wanted to take. And for me, it was challenging, but I believe in myself and I believe in the talent that I have.
Teo, Chris Young here, man. It's nothing better than betting on yourself and it coming to fruition like this. But I've talked to you from your Seattle days, talking to you in LA, seeing your personality really come out. You've always been a great dude, always a positive guy, but it's something about LA that I feel brings the best out of the personality of all the players. What do you think it is that LA brings that creates that energy?
For me, I can speak for myself, is the confidence that the team, the front office, the manager, the players, the coaches around it. It just, the confidence that they give you is way over, there's nothing better to have the confidence from all the guys behind you and the ones that can make everything that happens on the baseball field. And I think for me it was the key, just to feel that I had everybody supporting me on the field and off the field for me to be able to accomplish everything that I had in 2024 season.
That's beautiful. And I'm assuming a lot of confidence comes when you're making these huge signings. You go and you get Blake Snell, you bring in Conforto, you bring back yourself, bring back training. What is the thought process? We were talking about you guys yesterday. How do you stay away from that World Series hangover? Oh, you just go continue to make signings to let you know that we're trying to win it again. How does that feel for the clubhouse when you see all these big names coming in with you?
I mean, it feels great. Obviously, all of those signings happened before mine. So for me to trying to come back, it was easier when you see a team that just win the World Series and they were after players just to make the team better. It was easy to make a decision just to come back to a team like that. And I'm happy that I had the chance to make it work and that I'm back now with the Dodgers again.
And when you see him sign Snell and you see him sign Conforto, you say, hey, man, they're taking money out of my pockets. There's not going to be anything left for me. That had to at least cross your mind once or twice.
Honestly, not really, because we stay in touch the whole all season, and it was from their side and from my side was priorities, and for me it was the Dodgers, and for them it was to trying to bring me back. So they were clear from the beginning, and that's one of the biggest things that I appreciate from the front office, and we make it work, and now we're here again.
Yeah, you're one of only 9 players, Teo, with 25 or more home runs in each of the last 5 full seasons. That's pretty select company. You're looking at guys like Aaron Judge and Matt Olson, and you hit a career-high 33 home runs in Los Angeles, where the ball doesn't always play. How were you able to have your best season, at least with power, with the Dodgers?
It just to be able to stay healthy, I think what was one of the biggest things for me this year. And like I said, the confidence that they've given me, even when I have bad moments, he was putting me in the same spot, putting me on the field, and just talking to me and telling me that I can do this, and to just go there and have fun. That was one of the reasons that I can bounce back and every single time have the big moments and just delivering and when the teams needed the most.
Sometimes when guys get to this point in their careers, they reflect on their journey. Teo, you grew up in the Dominican Republic, small village. You had your first bat and glove before your first pair of shoes. How amazing is it to think of where you are now?
It's great. Sometimes I go back and think about who I was even before I start trying to sign a professional contract, and everything that I have now and everything that I accomplished in my life in baseball. It's crazy to think that a little kid from my mom never think about any of this. I always loved baseball, but never the way I'm seeing it now. It's just amazing feeling.
Such a blessing, such a blessing. And I got to finish on this one. Nobody has gone back-to-back World Series champs since the 98 to 2000 Yankees. Is that already in your mind right now?
Yeah, that's our goal. What happens in 2024 is in the past. We are going to try to, I think for me, the most important for us to be able to try to win this year is to stay healthy. If our team stay healthy, I think we had a big chance to win a World Series again.
Last thought for you, Teo. I'm just curious, the tradition of the sunflower seeds, where did that first come from when you were with the Jays?
It was, I think, 2018, I think it was. That's when teams start to do things when somebody hits a homer to celebrate. And we didn't have anything in that time when I was with the Blue Jays. And we always have a lot of sunflower seeds, and I say, okay, this is my work. I'm going to start doing it. And, it started like that, and then it becomes a big thing for us.
Everything's been working out for you, man. Loved you in the Blue Jays and love seeing all your success now, the LA Dodgers. Congrats, Teo. Happy for you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
公式番組から赤ちゃんができたことを祝福される選手ってすごすぎますね。そしてテオスカー・ヘルナンデス選手は本当にドジャースとの復帰ができて嬉しそうで何よりでした。キム・ヘソン選手は強力な内野手 UTP プレイヤーとして参加することでドジャースの選手層の底上げになることは間違いないでしょう。2025シーズンが本当に今から待ち遠しいですね。今年のドジャースの勝利数はどこまでいくのでしょうか。ぜひ皆様の予想を教えてくださいね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。